All right, let's jump right into a framework that is honestly a total game changer for leaders. We're going to break down the 3 types of problems that every single business faces and show you how to shift from being the chief firefighter to being the person who actually guides the strategy.
So, does this sound familiar to you? You walk in the door, you haven't even had a sip of coffee yet, and there's already a line of people waiting to hand you their problems. It is an absolute fast track to burnout, and believe me, it holds your entire company back. You know that old saying, a monkey on your back? Well, this is it in action. Every single one of those problems that your team can't solve on their own, it's like a little monkey that just jumps right onto your shoulders. And at first, you kind of feel like a hero, but pretty soon, you're not just carrying a monkey, you're carrying an entire zoo. And you're not leading anymore, you're just managing a bunch of monkeys.
So you can see where this is going, right? This old way of doing things, where every problem ends up on your desk, it's just not sustainable. If you actually want to grow your business and, empower your people, you need a completely new rulebook. And it all starts with changing how everyone thinks about problems.
This is rule number 1 in the new playbook. Just imagine saying this to your team. It's a shock to the system, right? It immediately signals that things have changed. It's not about just finding problems anymore. It's about owning the solutions. Okay, so how do you actually make this work in the real world? Well, you give your team a framework, a lens to see things through. The truth is, every single issue that pops up in your business, it fits into one of just 3 categories. So let's break them down. First up, we've got what we call normal problems. You should think of these as just the cost of doing business. They're the predictable, everyday hurdles you expect to face. They're not massive roadblocks. They're just speed bumps. And honestly, they're the exact kinds of challenges your team was hired to solve. Here's a perfect classic example of a normal problem. 2 big project bids land, and they're both due on the same day. This happens all the time, right? It's not a crisis. It's a puzzle about how to use your resources. You might need to add more people to it, maybe work a few extra hours, but it gets done. Your team should absolutely be able to handle this on their own. All right, next up, this is where things get a bit trickier. We're talking about abnormal problems. These are the ones that just keep coming back, maybe in a slightly different disguise each time. This is a huge red flag that one of your systems is broken or there's a deeper issue you haven't fixed. These are the problems that build that zoo on your back. And this is a painfully perfect example. The project is due tomorrow, but whoops, someone forgot to order the special parts. This is not a normal hiccup. It points to a real flaw in how you manage projects or how you order materials. Yeah, you need a creative fix right now, but the real job is to figure out why this happened in the first place so it never happens again. And finally, we have the big one, pathological problems. These are the code red, all-hands-on-deck existential threats. These pop up when those abnormal problems get ignored for way too long, and they can genuinely put your entire business at risk. There is zero time to waste here. So, let's put it all together in a nice, simple chart. This is basically your cheat sheet. Normal problems? They're just speed bumps your team solves themselves. Abnormal problems? These are the recurring ones where your team needs to bring you options. And pathological problems? Those are the red alerts where they need to get you involved like right now. So now that we know what the problems are, we need a clear plan for what to do about them. This is where you really start to empower your people. You give them a clear process for solving problems, not just for reporting them to you. And here it is, the new protocol. It's just 4 steps. Step 1, identify the type of problem. Step 2, if it's normal, you solve it. That's it, end of story. Step 4, if it's pathological, you alert your leader immediately, day or night. But the real game changer here is step 3. For abnormal problems, you don't just bring the problem, you bring at least 3 potential solutions and you tell your leader which one you recommend. So you might be asking, why 3 options? Is that just some random number? Nope, not at all. There is some real strategic magic behind this rule that helps your team switch from just reacting to stuff to actually solving things creatively. Think about it like this. When you only have 2 choices, you're stuck, right? It's a dilemma. You're just choosing between bad and worse. But the second you force yourself to come up with a 3rd option, something amazing happens. You break out of that black and white thinking. It forces you to get creative, to look at the problem from a totally new angle. And that is where the best solutions always live. So what's the bottom line here? It's that this whole framework, it's designed to do one simple, powerful thing. It flips the switch in your team's mindset. They stop seeing you as the person with all the answers, and they start seeing themselves as owners.
Their morale goes up, their critical thinking skills sharpen, and you finally get the time to focus on leading the business instead of being trapped working in it.
So, if building this kind of self-sufficient, problem-solving culture sounds like exactly what you need, here's your next step. Head on over to archonusa.com and request a free culture brief. It's a great way to get started on this transformation for yourself.